original pieces.
And it's going to be around. And you'll hear the words when we do it, and we're all going to sing together, us here, and then we'll start group 1, group 2, group 3. If you haven't done a round, you'll figure it out when we're doing it. And when it's time for group 1 to start again, I'm going to start group 1 over here, and then group 2 here, and then group 3 here. And we'll just do it for a while. It's going to be a mishmash, and that's the way things go. There's no graceful way to stop a round, so we'll just quit at some point.
You want to tell them the words?
Yeah, we could do that. Okay.
Go for refuge, mindfully, mindfully. Then we'll be enlightened, Emaho, Emaho. Go for refuge, going for refuge, going for refuge. Then we'll be enlightened, then we'll be enlightened, then we'll be enlightened, then we'll be enlightened. And for refuge, and for refuge, and for refuge, going for refuge. Then we'll be enlightened, then we'll be enlightened, then we'll be enlightened, then we'll be enlightened. And for refuge, and for refuge, going for refuge, going for refuge. Then we'll be enlightened, then we'll be enlightened, then we'll be enlightened, then we'll be enlightened. And for refuge, and for refuge, going for refuge, going for refuge. Then we'll be enlightened, then we'll be enlightened, then we'll be enlightened, then we'll be enlightened. And for refuge, and for refuge, going for refuge, going for refuge. Then we'll be enlightened, then we'll be enlightened, then we'll be enlightened, then we'll be enlightened. And for refuge, and for refuge, going for refuge, going for refuge. Then we'll be enlightened, then we'll be enlightened, then we'll be enlightened, then we'll be enlightened. And be enlightened, and be
And whatever notes you want, all right?
Mr. Tim, where is Mr. Tim? Mr. Tim. Do you dudes have a microphone? Because, please. Well, congratulations on surviving the windstorm. It's not like that all the time, just when you come. Melissa says it is like that all the time. Oh, it's not like that all the time. Only when you come. Must be your inner winds stirring up the wind. I would like to know if anyone would like to share some experience they had, good or bad, or some idea they had. And Tim's got a mic, and he's gonna go around and give you a mic when you raise your hand. And then the shy ones, I'm gonna pick your name out of a hat. Okay, after the not shy ones are finished. Okay, go.
Geshe, Michael Roach, and everyone, thank you so much. I just had the idea, if anyone's had the idea to create a website that would be a medium for people to plant seeds and, like, I don't know, something like that.
I think it'd be neat to have, to do the 4 steps, you need a karmic partner. So we could have a link up, karmic partner. What do you call that thing where you find a girlfriend? No, there's a popular one. Starts with a T. Tinder. Yeah, you could have like karmic partner website. If you want to do it, I support it. Okay. Any other ideas? I think, yeah. Or just how did you feel, or what did you?
We had a very special moment. We saw a family of deers.
A deer?
Yeah, deers.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, dad, mom, and 2 young deers.
Wow.
We were at Yorchu. Wow. We opened our eyes, and we saw the family staring at us. Yeah, it was a really, really magic moment.
Wow.
Yeah.
I
Really
never
nice.
heard of them in there.
Yeah.
Cool.
Was really nice.
Cool.
Thank you, Geshe. Words can't say thank you. So I want to offer my practice as a thank you. And on the truck ride coming back down from the mountain, coming here this morning, I was doing my mantras and asking Geshe to please, please bless me so that I can take home what I have vowed to do, which is to take the plunge. Because what happens often coming here, you're so clear, you want to do it, you're excited, and you go home and bang, you're hit with a different reality and everything falls apart. So I was really, really working on my mantra, and then I'm in the truck and I'm seeing all the mountains and the beauty of the land, and I'm realizing, oh my God, that all comes from me. Every atom of those mountains and plants and all the life here comes from me. And those aren't atoms. They shall now be my future angel. And so I threw out billions and billions and billions as I'm driving away and doing the mantra of these beautiful future angels asking to guide me and keep me with the practice when I go home. And then I realized I had real angels in the truck with me, and how powerful, because they too were coming from me. So thank you, Geshe.
Yeah.
Thank you.
我需要一个翻译，对不起，两位。OK， 我非常感谢格西老师，非常非常感恩。这是我第6次来参加这个闭关了，但是这次的体验，我觉得像是坐过山车。
Okay, first of all, I'd like to express my deepest gratitude to Geshe, and it's my 6th time to do the retreat here. But this time, my retreat experience is like doing the how do you call it?
Roller coaster.
Roller coaster, yeah.
然后第一天晚上我那里是没有电的，然后那个风刮起来的时候，我就在想，我贴出去的那些护官符全部都被风吹走了，然后我就在想。哇，那些小鬼小神们全部都来找我了，然后我整个晚上就在恐怖，然后那个时候我就在想，不是做了这样一个冥想吗？就是那个时候你就要喊老师的名字，我就一直在喊老师的名字，最后就睡着了。
The first line, and then there was no electricity in my cabin, and then it was so windy. I thought that all my retreat, how to say, the monks, the Omahong, they were all blown away by the wind. And I was thinking that now all those ghosts will come to me, and I was so scared. And then there's one meditation. It said that at those moments of fear, you need to recite the names of your lama. So I kept reciting, saying the names of my lama, and finally it helped me to sleep.
Yeah, nice. Okay.
然后第二个晚上呢，就又没有电又没有水，然后我就在想，这一定是就是我的种子，让我要努力的去思维如何的去皈依。然后我就在想，我说啊，这也许是我过去嫉妒别人的种子，或者说我给别人有一些不平等的种子。那这些种子也让我一直在整个晚上就一直在想这件事情，做了很深入的。
And the second night, and there was no water and no electricity. I was thinking that it was all because of my sins. I was thinking that because I was jealous, I was not equal to others, and I was thinking that all these were helping me to do a deep meditation.
然后今天早上我就觉得一片阳光灿烂，我觉得我好像到了天堂，因为早上起来的时候，就是天气特别好。然后当我去到我那个闭关房的时候，我觉得是我这3天以来做的最好的一个冥想。然后我非常的感恩葛西老师，非常感恩。
And this morning when I woke up, you were so shiny and so beautiful, and then the weather was so nice, and then I did the retreat, which was the best in the 3 days retreat, so I'm very grateful to you.
然后我要特别感谢3位天使 Michael， 还有 Geshe， 还有Michael， 另外一位 Michael， 他们3位来帮忙修理好了我的电和水，然后我非常的感恩这3位天使。Thank you.
I would like to thank 3 angels like Michael, Dan, and the other Michael, and Venerable Geshe who came to fix the electricity and the water. I would like to thank them.
OK， 谢谢格西老师，这是第1次闭关，然后非常感谢于静老师还有先生徐方亮一起陪伴我度过这个美妙的时刻。
This is my first time to do a retreat here. I'd like to thank Yu Jing, Miss Yu Jing, and her husband, and to accompany her.
然后我可能是一个比较调皮的孩子，我没有像其他老师一样静静地坐在坐垫上 cushion 上冥想，可能我走出去看到的每一个事物，我都会在冥想。
I'm kind of naughty. I didn't spend much time on the cushion doing meditation like others. But wherever I go out and everything I saw, I did meditation on them.
然后在闭关的第2天，我出去的时候，我看到了很多的蚂蚁，然后我就静静地蹲在那里观赏着它们，观想是什么样的因缘让我遇到了你们。
On the second day, when I went out of the cabin, I saw a lot of ants, and I just squatted down and then looking at them, thinking what kind of seeds, what kind of connection. So I get to see all of them.
我静静地看着蚂蚁们是那样的忙碌，那样的无助，于是我也进进出出好几次，拿来饼干来喂它们，拿来喷壶水，然后给它们滋润。
I saw those ants were so busy and helpless, so I went back to my cottage several times to bring them cookies, to feed them and bring them water to give them moisture.
然后又想起用咒语、用3宝来加持他们，然后念了观音心咒，念了百字明，念了莲花生大师心咒。
And then I thought of the mantras and the 3 jewels to help them, so I recited 3 kinds of the mantras, including the mantra Avalokiteshvara and the mantra Padmasamvara, and then the mantra of that 100 syllables.
然后在那一刻， 我多么想用双手捧起他们，然后把他们放在高处，然后让他们站在高处看清这个世界。
At the moment, I really love to use my whole hands to lift them up to a higher place so they can get to see the reality of the world.
然后想起在上课的时候，葛西老师也是像这样的佛陀一样，托起我们的手，让我们站在高处看清自己。
And then you reminded me of Geshe You were like use your hands to lift us up and high, and then help us to see the reality.
所以在那一个时刻，我做了一个冥想，我闭起眼睛，想象自己就像是一个佛陀，站在高空之上，俯瞰着大地，俯瞰着这个世界。
So at the moment I did a meditation, I imagined myself a Buddha standing high in the sky and looking down at the world, at the earth.
非常感谢葛西老师，这一次收获非常的大，感恩您。
Thank you, Geshe. I benefited a lot from this retreat.
Thank you.
I want to share something very interesting that happened the first day during my retreat. The first day, when my toilet is outside, so the first day when I go to the toilet, and first I fall down, and my knees is bloody. Yeah, and then I go to the toilet. At that day the wind is so and so when I go to the toilet, and the door automatically closed. Because there is a stake on the outside, and the wind is so heavy, so just lock the door. So I'm in the toilet, and nobody is knowing because there's no emergency bell. So I stay there. So I think nobody can know I'm here, and there's no agency bell. So, but at that time I think, oh, that's a bad seed, a big bad seed maybe, ripen. So I just think, oh, what's the kind of the seeds? Then I think I should go out because nobody to know me. I'm in the toilet and nobody can help me. So what should I do? Oh, I think maybe first the things jump into my mind is to say my Lama's name. Yeah. At that moment, maybe 10 times, yes, I use the stake to block the door out of the door, inside of the door. I just break. Yeah, I get out. Okay, I came here many times, and then this time I feel very blessing about 3 days retreat, because last time we came with some, we all know each other, so a lot of time we discuss how to cook, so use the hand or use the eyes, and they spend a lot of time in the cooking and wash dish. But this time I just tell my friends in the same camping, I say, don't call me when you cook, don't tell me I want to eat. I will manage myself. And I feel this 3 days is wonderful for me. I just concentrate myself and then think my, I have a own time for this 3 days. So I feel very happy. Thank you, Geshe. Thank you.
Translate, Xiaoping.
非常感谢格西老师，这是我第一次来到钻石山这个做闭关。
First of all, thank you, Geshe. It's my first time to do a retreat in DM.
在这几天的时间里，我写了10多首的诗。
Within the 3 days, I wrote over 10 poems.
Wow.
我写诗，思考我自己是谁，我从哪里来，我要去到哪里。
These poems were about who am I, where am I from, where I'm going.
我写诗给空性，写诗给自然，写诗给我的心。
I wrote poems to emptiness, to nature, to my own heart.
我也写诗给我的妈妈，给我的爸爸，给我的太太，给我的孩子，给我的伙伴。
I also wrote poems to my parents, my mom, my dad, my partner, and my kids, my partners.
我非常的感动，在我写诗的过程之中，让我回顾了我生命中所有那些值得我感恩的人。
I was deeply touched when I was writing the poems because during those time I was thinking of all those important people that deserve my gratitude.
而且在这期间，我也收获到了像我们的同修们他们送来的，像 Candy 老师送来的很美味的汤。
During the retreat, I also got some gifts from our retreat our friends here. Like I got a delicious soup from Candy.
I didn't get.
So I know everything comes from me. I'm very very thankful for this word, for Geshe, for all of you. Thank you.
Yeah. Maybe read us a poem this afternoon. Okay.
Okay, thank you. In this retreat, I very deeply realized that I can be so happy about the seeds I had 2013, which enabled me to meet you and could hear your lectures and could read your books and could get recommendations from you and from the Sangha. There are many people in the Sangha who gave me recommendations. And this changed my life. I had been in emotional troubles. I didn't feel really lucky with my partnership. I was in financial problems privately and with the NGO we are running. But from the first DCI retreat on, now I understand that I took refuge. And step by step, whatever I could, I realized the recommendations and did small things. And looking back, so many wonders happened. I cannot really describe. One of the most wonderful things were that 1 year ago, Vimala recommended us to help the refugee project in Romania with fundraising. And it was so great doing that. And the results are not to be described. Any personal problems are gone away, and if not, I work on them with the 3 steps. We got a foundation funding for our NGO, much more than ever expected. And finally, on the private side, we will get money from an aunt of an aunt of an aunt who died and had no children. I didn't even remember her. It's wonderful. And all by seeds. I'm so grateful. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
感谢哥希拉，感谢在这里的钻石山的所有工作人员，讲不了话。
First, I thank Geshe and all the staff here in Diamond Mountain.
每次来到钻石山呢，我就很享受能够在闭关房里面去服务同方。
Every time I came to DM, I really enjoyed serving my housemates in the same cabin.
我在家里呢，父母照顾我，先生照顾我，在公司所有的同事在照顾我，我就借着来到钻石山的时候可以服务大家。
Because in my daily life at home, my parents, my husband take care of me. When I go to company, my staff, working staff, colleagues, they take great care of me. So when I come to DN, I finally get a chance to serve the person live in the same cottage with me.
刚刚开始的时候就收到 Jenny 一张纸条，她说你们不用照顾我，我自己照顾我自己。我有一点点沮丧。
And then when I first got note from Jenny, she said that this time you don't need to take care of me. I will take care of myself. I felt a little bit how to say disappointed.
我们在新加坡，我们一起曾经在一个公司里面一起服务老师，服务 DCI， 我非常享受跟怀念我们在一起的时候。
Because in Singapore we used to have a company, so like Jenny and I, others, and we had a company. We serve Geshe, we serve DCI together. So I really enjoy serving others within a team.
现在我们在各自不同的领域，同样一样是服务老师，服务 DCI。我们虽然在新加坡，我们一年除了老师来，我们才有机会见面。
Okay, now we also serve Geshe, serve DCI in our own different areas. Now we only get to serve Geshe once when he comes, but we also have our own activities.
我就在那里想，如何能够借由在我们钻石山的这10几天。我们能够一起享受相处的每一个时刻。
I was thinking that during our over 10 days stay in Diamond Mountain, how can we get to enjoy every moment of being with each other?
当我在做那个要跟71万人就是相信科学的人抗争的时候，我把那个抗争转化为我自己的抗争。对我自己内在自我的那种抗争。
And one of the meditation is that taking refuge in science, that we need to fight against over 7 billion people who are taking refuge in science. During this meditation, I turn into that fight against, instead of fighting with 7 billion people, I fight against my own side.
我想他不跟Jenny 不跟我一起吃饭，我想他应该可以跟我一起做瑜伽吧。
I was thinking that Jenny didn't want to eat with me. Maybe she can do yoga with me, at least.
第一天他自己一个人跑到外面去做瑜伽了。
First day, she went outside to do her own yoga.
莫名其妙的，第2天他来跟我一起做了，然后我们3天、2天，然后1天有2、3次，我们都一起做瑜伽。
And then the second day, out of no reason, she came to do yoga with me. So for 2 days, we did some yoga together.
我说 yes.
I said yes.
非常感激我去到任何一个地方，我都相信我自己有这种能力去创造和谐。
So I'm very grateful that I believe that wherever I go, I have the capacity to create harmony.
就算这个小妹妹，我们第一次见面，她煮汤给我吃，然后我煮东西她也吃，我们不讲话的，也不看彼此。
Like this younger sister, we met first and talk, we didn't even each other. She's super formal of her communication.
谢谢。然后我发了一个梦。
I also had a dream.
我发梦，我的父亲跟我一起建了2个闭关房。
My father and I built 2 cottages together.
然后那个闭关房是2个并在一起的，可是中间有一堵墙隔住了，可是中间有一个门打开的。然后我问我爸爸，隔壁的是谁的
These two retreat cabins were connected together, and in between is a wall, but it has a door. And then I was asking my dad, who lives in the other cabin?
我爸爸说是 Jenny 的。
The dad said it belongs to Jenny. Jenny was living inside.
我刚刚跳起来的时候，我就听到他喊什么东西，什么东西，他喊大声，原来他在发梦，把我喊醒了。
现实当中是吧？是，他在喊什么东西？他说，我也不懂他喊，把你喊醒了是吧？对。And then Candy was dreaming, and then all of a sudden she heard Jenny yelling, "What's it?" and then wake her up.
然后我就打开眼睛看着他，然后我就睡不着了，然后我就一直在那里想，明天想办法要让他跟我一起做瑜伽，我们就一起做瑜伽了。
And then I woke up and looked at her. I couldn't fall asleep. I was thinking, how can I get to make her do yoga together? I keep thinking that night.
Okay. Thank you for sharing. Tim's gonna choose some shy people.
You're shy. You're shy with your hand up? Okay.
Geshe, I wrote this in my 6 Times book. As I look at my world mindfully going through my day, 3 things. Rejoice in all the good things and enjoy them thoroughly. Dedicate them to those less fortunate. And amongst my perfect world that I've created, constantly look for less desirable things. Actively searching for these things to change in my world and in myself. Just a deeper level of creating and organizing my world into how I want it. Buddhas are all around me. The Dharma teaches me at every turn. My Sangha supports me. And together we carry on this lineage. So this will now be my 6 Times Emptiness book, where I have to write at least 6 times a day something that I saw and went for refuge in emptiness and karma. Thank you for this retreat.
Okay. Tim's gonna pick some more shy people. Some are too shy.
Thank you, Geshe, for having the retreat. And thank you for giving me time to recover, because I made me cry, all these people with their stories. So I did have a question, and I've had this question before, but it really kept coming up in my mind. So when I'm interacting with someone and I am trying to keep emptiness in my mind, and I want to respond in a way that I would want to be responded to, so that I can plant those good seeds. So what happens if I know that's not the way they want to be responded to? So I know that I would want a certain response, but if I give the response that I want, if I provide that to them, they won't like that. And it may cause more problems. So do I respond to them how they want to be responded to, which is not how I want, or do I respond how I want, even though I know they don't want that?
I struggle with this myself. I'm often in a position to give advice to people, and then I found that I've been informed by V, that I have a tendency to just say what people like to hear. And I think the motivation is that I want them to like me. So I don't say what would be most helpful to them, because I want to make sure they're happy. And And the motivation for that is not them, it's me. I just want them to like me. So I think, personally, I'm trying to learn to do the opposite, which is to be more direct with people about something that might help them. But I think as long as your motivation is good, sometimes it's not time for them to learn something, and they're not gonna be open to what you say. If you know that's the case, then I think it would be better just to say something nice. And if you strongly feel that they need help and that being direct with them is the best way, I think that's also a very good motivation. So I would balance that, but I would try to detect if the way you're responding is just selfish in a way. You want them to like you, and you're not really thinking about what would be good for them. Because that's what I do sometimes. Okay, any more shy ones? Yeah, don't raise your hand.
谢谢格西老师，非常感恩这次有机会在这里闭关，这次闭关体验非常深刻，首先感恩老师。
First of all, I'd like to thank Geshe, and it's my first time to do retreat here, and I had a very deep experience. Oh, sorry, not the first time. The first time to have deep retreat experience.
去年10月我有在这里闭过莲花戒2几天，但是当时我基本上每天回到房间都是在吃东西和睡觉，和每天都在很多负面的情绪里面。
Last time in Kamalashila 2, during those several days retreats, after your teaching, when I went back to my own cabin, I spent the most of the day eating, sleeping, and having mental frictions.
Me too.
真的很不好意思，因为上次来就是感觉自己很多负面的东西就是摆不掉。有一天下午在床上睡着，就是很难受的时候，突然一群野猪就是冲到我那个门口吃那个朵玛。然后我就醒了，后来我就感觉没有那么难受了。就是上一次，这是我最大的，是真的。那天下午。
Okay. Sorry. Okay, and last time, one afternoon, I was struggling with my own mental frictions. And then at that moment, several wild pigs ran to the door of my retreat cabin. And ate the toma. And then I woke up.
然后我就突然觉得没有那么难受了，没有那么愤怒，突然觉得有点喜悦了，然后我就担心那些野猪会不会嘴巴被割到啊，然后希望他们可以不用饿肚子。这是我上次就是一些体验，就是主要就是吃和睡啊，上次。然后这一次我感觉好像，这3天我都严格按照这个流程，然后跟大家一起做闭关，每个时间点都做规定的功课，感觉很好，而且我做瑜伽还做起了头倒立，我觉得很开心。然后这几天。
Okay, and then after the wild pig, after they ate the toma, all of a sudden I felt that I'm not angry. I felt the joy at the moment. And then I'm happy that I ate the cake, but I started to concern, will they get, how to say, the food dark how to say that, will there be, how to, a stick in their throat or something. And then during this time retreat, I stick to the schedule. And then so I did what I was, I did my retreat according to the schedule. And then my yoga went very well. I even did a headstand.
我感觉这次闭关让我感触最深的就是老师的恩德很大，我深深地感到了老师的恩德和加持。我觉得老师是全世界最好的老师，这是全世界最好的僧团，感觉自己很幸运，而且这一次我感觉自己进步很大，但是我感觉我在整个闭关当中，我的意识一直都没有停下来过，一直不停地在各种的想。
And then during this retreat, I really felt your kindness, the kindness of Geshe. And I deeply believe that you are the best teacher in the world, and the Sangha here is the best Sangha in the world. And during this retreat, and I felt that my mind is non-stop. It keeps thinking about all kinds of things, cannot settle down.
Yeah, I don't know how to make my mind to stop, not to think, not talk to myself, keeping talking to myself. I don't know how to, if we can do that. Thanks.
Yeah. I think there's a very simple way, and maybe when you're with other people, give them a chance to talk, or give them a chance to be quiet. V also informed me that I tend to talk all the time when I'm with other people, and they don't get a chance to talk. And my friends are used to it, so they don't even expect to try to talk. So I think both of us can try that, you know. And this will be quieter, I think. Let's try. Let's do one or two more, okay? And yeah. Too shy.
Muchas gracias, Geshe, por todo. En particular, para mí esta es la tercera vez que estoy aquí y creo que ha sido mi mejor retiro.
Thank you so much, Geshe. This is the third time I've been here on retreat, and I think this has been the best one for me.
Tuve mis acostumbrados dolores de cabeza y bueno, no fue tan fácil, pero me descubrí durante la meditación disfrutando mucho los momentos. De repente me reía sí con motivo, pero me reía y estaba muy feliz de darme cuenta de que he estado muy involucrada, trabajando mucho, pero disfrutando poco. Y esta vez pude realmente disfrutar.
As usual, I had a few headaches. Sorry. As usual, I had a few headaches, and then, but I was able to do meditation. And in meditation, I would suddenly start laughing. With reason, but it was strange because it would suddenly come, and I realized that in the past I've worked very hard but have not enjoyed as much, but this time I was able to work very hard and actually enjoy it.
Y esta mañana, en la última meditación, la que nos pediste que guardáramos al final, me di cuenta que mi esposo hace 2 años me regaló un dibujo que él mismo hizo, pidiéndome que lo hiciera. O sea, de hecho dice una grosería, pero él me lo había pedido hace mucho. Just do it.
Y bueno, hoy en la mañana estaba... Sorry, brains got English and Spanish brain. Sorry. So this morning I was doing the last meditation you asked us to do today, and I suddenly realized that 2 years ago my husband gave me a drawing that he made himself, and in the drawing it said just do it, and it had a a bad word, but basically it said just do it, and and she just realized that.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay. One more shy person. Oh.
Thank you, Geshe. During my sorry. There are only no, there are totally 27 meditations. But I'm sorry. Unfortunately, I only record one. I record the number 11 meditation. And so I had only one chance to listen to it. Not only one chance, all the time I kept listening to it. And I realized that how wonderful the seed system is. And there's so many informations I got from this meditation that I realized that in the past 3 years, my life has been changed a lot. And a lot of problems I couldn't find the solution before I met the seed system. I solved them almost, not 100%, but they are solving 80%. And then I realized that actually seed system is the only system I'm applying to solve my problems. And I got very strong confidence on this seed system. So thank you. You changed my life.
I think it's a good time, now that you love Diamond Mountain, I'm going to ask Melissa Dunn to come and try to squeeze you for fundraising. And she's going to talk about a lot of projects and that you can support. Oh, wait, this isn't the right one. Anyway, while she's talking, I'm going to find $1,000 in my bag, and I'm going to give $1,000 to one of the projects. So maybe you can do the same or more or whatever you have, less $5. Okay, so here we go. You have lots of choices.
So it was so wonderful, so fulfilling to hear about the wonderful experiences everyone had on retreat. It's really the only reason I'm here. You know, I'm not really interested in living in the desert in the middle of nowhere, seeing the same 4 people every day. I mean, I love Tahia. I love Ale. And my husband, the Venerable Gelse. And Princess, but you know, after some time, it's nice to see more faces. Anyway, the only reason I'm here, the only reason Michael's here, the only reason I think everyone is here, is so you can do retreat. And you can have these experiences. You can realize the Dharma in your heart. And so that's what we're here for. So thank you. So now I have to learn how to squeeze you, Geshe says. So we have a bunch of projects to choose from. So see what fits your fancy. First slide, please. Wonderful, wonderful staff members. So we'd really like to hire 2 more staff members to add to our team, actually from foreign countries. So we're working with a lawyer. We're working to do it legally, and now we just need a little financial support to be able to support 2 more staff members. So, secondly, yeah, that's okay, secondly, Geshe would like us to be able to offer, our well water is wonderful, it's clean, it's delicious. I drank it for 3.5 years on retreat. And it was fantastic. However, if you have any health problems, we have a lot of minerals in our water. So it would be lovely to be able to offer to you and to anybody else who wants purified reverse osmosis drinking water. So if you'd like to make an offering of fresh drinking water, you can do this with helping us get a reverse osmosis water filtration system. May the Dharma spread. So it's kind of cool because while we're fundraising, you're not just planting seeds of generosity, you can plant other seeds by choosing specifically what you want to donate to. So by donating to these wonderful translation booths that were made by a local craftsman just outside of Bowie, Arizona, you're also supporting the spread of Dharma to everyone in every language, not just English. So we'd like to build 3 more translation units, have them here at Diamond Mountain. Finally, not finally, but has anyone noticed how difficult it is to have a conversation with the person next to you while you're having lunch or dinner? Yeah. So what we would like to do is install some sound dampening panels in the student center so that you can hear what your friend has to say. Last retreat in October, Group Asia, as well as Tahia and Geshe Michael, were very, very generous. They donated over $10,000 for us to build a new centrally located hospitality shed to serve all your beds in the retreat valley. However, once we got the plans and the estimate from the builders, we found that we're a little bit shy. So if you'd like to help us, we only need $5,000 more to begin construction on that building. Improved projection system. Not that kind of projection. Have you noticed that the left side is easier to read than the right side? Yeah, so we'd like to get a new projector over here, the same one that we have over here. Plus, Scott would really, really, really like us to have some nice screens so we can project onto screens rather than our American clay finish. So we already have one donor who is soon to be Scott's new best friend, has offered to match any donation up to $1,000. So really, that's only $2,000 more to go to have Scott as your new best friend. So last retreat, a beautiful donation allowed us to create this more in the temple. And the woman who donated the money, Yelena, had lost numerous family members in a very short period of time. And as she was talking to Geshe and we were talking, we thought, you know, many of us have lost loved ones and those close to us, and it's helped us get on the path, you know? And so in memory of anyone who's been lost, we created this memorial garden. And we thought, well, maybe other people would like to be involved. Maybe other people would like to have a memory of one of their loved ones in this garden. So we're offering the opportunity to buy a brick, personalize it with your loved one's name, and we'll create a nice little pathway in the memorial garden so we can remember everyone that we've lost. Who's brought us here? We'd also like to plant more trees. Planting trees in the desert is not easy. Not only do you have to find the right tree, but you have to have somebody to water it and to take care of it until it gets rooted. So it's not such a simple prospect. So if you would like to help us on our tree planting campaign, you can plant a tree. And finally, we'd like to welcome you to become a recurring donor. So we have two projects, two ways you can become a recurring donor. If you loved your retreat cottage, we encourage you to adopt your cottage. And you can talk to Prem about that. If you love Diamond Mountain and you don't have a favorite retreat cottage, we encourage you to become a $1 a day member. So for as little as $30 a month, you can help support a space that allows Dharma to seep into your heart. Thank you. So one last thing. People who are watching on the broadcast can go to our website, www.diamondmountain.org/donate. And then just make sure to note in the notes field which project you're donating to. For those of you that are here, you want to donate, how do you donate? Tahia will have some red envelopes. So she'll pass out red envelopes as you leave the temple. If you don't get one from her, extras will be left in the foyer. If you want to donate by credit card, Awilda will have some credit card forms. You can fill them out. She'll give it to you on your way out of the temple if you'd like one. Extras will also be in the foyer. Thank you.
She did such a nice job. I got convinced to give more. So this is for hiring the new staff, $1,000. This is $1,000 to finish my hospitality shed, and $250 for a tree. All right, let's do a little. We don't have a lot of time, but let's do a little, and we'll do more in the afternoon. Are you ready, Nick? It's a Nipa Kippur. Yeah. Yes, let's choose somebody who hasn't done it yet. Let me see. Hasa, did you do a mandala yet? You did one already. Did Word? Did you did one already? Let's go. Okay. All right. Oh, also we have a club at Diamond Mountain called Silver Foxes, and Silver Fox means you're a regular donor. So I don't know. Anybody who makes any donation can be in the Silver Foxes. That's okay. And tomorrow at noon we will have Silver Foxes special lunch in the Jesunkapa Center, Melissa. And I'll also sponsor the other people, okay? To have a Silver Fox lunch, even if they don't give anything. Okay? How's that? So I like to sponsor that, okay? All right. we reached a part in the Lam Rim where they talk about special qualities of each of the jewels, 3 jewels. This is part of your vow to take refuge by thinking about cool things about the 3 jewels, okay? So here comes a list of 6 cool things. There's many, but here's 6. Number 1, Seni de Gyurpe Kepala means cool things about the 3 jewels just by definition, by the qualities that they have. Sangeni Ngumbar Changchube Seni Chenyinte. Buddhas, the coolest thing about them is that they're Buddhas. Okay, that's what he said, okay. Chetam Jeni, Chetam Jeki, Netsu Kangi Kyama Dipar Jembar Sipa. They see the nature of all things directly. In Tibetan it's called Jemba. Who knows what Jemba means? Jemba means naked. Like, okay, unclothed, just they see reality, naked reality, okay? It's also used for uncooked vegetables. I don't know why. Okay. Jemba Sikpa. Changshi. So the word in Tibetan for Buddha is what? Or one of them is Sangye or Changchu. Enlightenment is called Changchu. Then he wants to explain the word Chang, which is B-Y-A-N-G, Byang. Chang Shepa Katun Changma. Katun means Kandun, or Katun means when monks practice singing out loud the prayers that they're supposed to learn, okay? And we spend, I don't know, an hour or 2 every day memorizing prayers, like the prayer we used for the border prayer. So that's one that my Lama made me memorize. So then it's nice because you have those prayers in your head all the time, and they're just repeating in your head all the time, like Maitreya or Manjushri is talking in your head all day long. So it's a nice custom to memorize things. In yoga, what's the word for memorize? Swadhyaya. Yeah, it's in the first chapter, and people mistranslate it as self-knowledge or something like that. It doesn't have the word doesn't have anything to do with that. It means to kandun, which means memorize things. You can start with the 6 graces, the 6 food prayers. Those are very holy. Some from Vajrayogini, some from Nagarjuna, some about Tsongkhapa. That's a nice thing. My Lama made me start with little prayers, and then later he would throw 100 pages at me and say, memorize that. And but you could start with something, so you start with those prayers, okay? Katan Jamala, Janwe Tanya. So when you get really good at something, like, I don't know, I'm going to like you just get used to it. It's called Jang. So Jang means mastered. When the student can recite the prayer quickly, it's called Jang. It's one meaning of Jang. Okay? And the Buddha's understanding is Jang. Okay? So we call them Changchu. Okay, that's one explanation of Jang. Okay? So Jang can mean well practiced. Okay? And Buddha is well practiced at seeing all great knowledges they have. Now Dharma, Cheni Sangye Jumbe Debut Seni Chente. This was one of the meditations you had, and almost the defining feature of the Dharma is that it's the footprint left by a Buddha in this world. Okay? The Dharma is the footprint left by a Buddha in this world. Okay? Jumbe Debu means the fine fruits of their journey here. Okay? For example, when the Buddha turned the wheel of the Dharma the first time, How many times did he turn the wheel? Yeah, 3, and those are really just 3 different periods in his lifetime that he was turning the wheel. And what's interesting is he contradicted himself each time, okay? First time he said everything exists by itself. Second time he said nothing exists by itself. Then somebody asked him, well, first you said everything exists by itself, then you said nothing exists by itself. What do you mean? Then he gave the third turning of the wheel, which is to explain what I really meant and what I didn't really mean. And he wrote a book called What I Really Meant. It's called Sandhi Nirmochana Sutra. And I think it's exciting that we're creating a team with Stanley and Nick for American and Chinese translators to work together and translate a very great commentary on that sutra by Master Yuan Tzu, who was a student of Xuanzang, who spent 17 years in India bringing the books back to China. Okay, so I think it's exciting that we have a plan to translate eight of books of his work, you know, and I think it's cool. The subject of that work is, what did the Buddha really mean? Which of the 3 turning of the wheel was correct and which was not correct, okay? Why did he teach 3 different things? Yeah, according to the students, okay? Like if you're giving a talk to a bunch of business people, you can say, nothing's really empty. And then when you get to Diamond Mountain and you can say what you really want to say, you can say everything's empty, okay? All right? Then if somebody sees it on the internet, you have to fiddle between the 2. Okay? Chunkor Korwana. Ngade Samba Gila Tong Lam Sok Chirik Pakibashin. The first time the Buddha taught the Dharma in Sarnath, right? In the deer park. We recently had a chance, some of our students had a chance to visit there. And he had 5 students. Who were the 5? He had the Mantra and the 4 body too in his body. In his body, he said, "You're going to be my friends when I become Buddha." I often do it with McDonald's French fries. I'll go outside with my French fries, which is the only thing I can eat at McDonald's, and I'll throw it to the birds, and I'll say, "If you eat it, you're going to be my student when I become a Buddha." And then they're like, you know. So, so there was a certain presentation he made to those 5, which was designed for them, okay? The 4 Truths presentation. Later he did presentations on the 12 links and then emptiness, 2 kinds of emptiness. Okay. By the way, there's a famous description of how he repeated the 4 Truths 3 times, and during the first teaching to those 5 people, and each of them had a different reaction. And so I thought you might like to hear it. Okay. So I went and got it from the Abhidharma. When the Buddha repeated the 4 Truths 3 times, Kunche Kaudinya, so there's one student named Kaudinya, and you're going to meet him in the Kamalashila teaching, okay? If I'm not mistaken, he was the guy cutting off the Buddha's fingers in his past life. Okay, but we'll check. Okay, so Kaudinya is the smartest one of the 5. Maybe he's the mommy tiger, I don't know. Kaudinya Tonglam. The first time the Buddha taught the 4 Truths, he achieved the direct perception of emptiness. Okay? Shenshi Gila Jorlam, and the other 4 got to the second path, which is called the path of preparation. They understood the pen. One guy saw emptiness directly, 4 people got the pen. Okay, got it? The second time he repeated the 4 truths, Kaldinya reached path of habituation, the 4th path. Okay? Gomlanda Shenshigila Tonlamke, and the other 4 had the direct perception of emptiness. Okay? So by the end of the second repetition of the 4 truths, all 5 had seen emptiness directly. Those were the good old days. Okay. Depa Sumbetse Kunshe Kaldinya Gyula Miloblam, and on the 3rd repetition, Kaldinya reached Arhat. He reached the 5th path, which is the path of no more learning. And Shenshi Gyula Gomlam, and the other 4 reached the path of habituation, the 4th path. Okay. Okay. Now let's go back to the Lam Rim. We have 3 minutes. They always talk about the reaction of the 5, and I always forget what it was, so now you can remind me. Okay? Genda Gichida Dubitseni Cheno. What's the kind of the defining quality of the Sangha? So far we have a person who knows all things, and then their footprint in the world is the Dharma jewel, and then the people who practice that Dharma jewel are called Sangha jewel. That's the definition of Sangha. They practice the Dharma jewel, okay? That's their job. Chinleki Kyepani, then there's a distinction of Chinle. Chinle we talked about the other day, it means the deeds of a Buddha, holy deeds, okay? Sangye ni lung bopate. A Buddha's job is to teach, okay? Why? Why do they have to teach? We talked about it. Yeah, it's some meditation we had, number 2. Yeah, that's the only way they can help us, really, okay? They can't move seeds into our mind, okay? They have to teach us and we have to make our own seeds, okay? That's a tenet of Buddhism. That's a basic fact of Buddhism. You have to do the work yourself. Lama can teach you, then you have to do the work yourself, okay? Because you make karma by doing things and watching yourself do that. So Buddha's job is to teach. Our job is to help you get rid of problems. Gendin ni chen nyam sulang. I like this because he describes the job of the Sangha as chen nyam sulang be, and it means they should set an example for other people. That's the job of the Sangha, okay? And we spent a lot of time this year trying to figure out our teacher training program in Sedona. And you're welcome to come, by the way. We have a 3 times a year DCI teacher training program. We're going to add an ACI teacher training program if anyone's interested. So we're waiting to ask people. But I think what we've realized is that the best way to train someone to be a teacher is to convince them to be a good example for other people. It's not so much what you say. You can talk and talk and talk. Any parent knows the kids won't follow what you say. The kids will copy exactly what you do. And it's dismaying for people like me who teach for many years to see people follow exactly what we do instead of what we told them to do. Okay. Then the teacher realizes, oh, I have to practice what I preach, right? I have to be a good example. The job of the Sangha is to be an example, okay? And that's here. So that's DCI teacher training core principle, that the way to be a teacher is to be an example. DCI teaches how to be successful. We advertise inner and outer success. Inside, you're supposed to be clean and peaceful and, well-mannered. And then outside, you're supposed to be financially independent and have good health and sweet relationships with people. And so when people ask us, what's the most important thing I have to know to be a teacher? We say, be those things. You're teaching a method of success. If you're not successful, it looks suspicious. Okay. Maybe the system doesn't work, okay? Or maybe you shouldn't be teaching because you haven't done it yet, okay? All right. When other people see a person who has reached inner and outer success, here's where it comes from, okay? De la jukpa, then they will follow you, they will copy you, okay? If you got a very, very beautiful partner by visiting old ladies at the nursing home, maybe you went with the Singapore group, then obviously other people will try. You see, other people will copy you, all right? Shengi de tongna delan jupa songnamdu rok chepa, and in that way you can really help people. Rok chepa means help people. Tar gewlang number toe chinle cheno. So really, he says, you can define the Sangha as people who enjoy doing nice things for other people, okay? Gewalak to, okay? Chinle, that's what the Sangha's job is to do nice things for other people and set an example, okay? That's all we have time for right now. But how about a question when we start again? Because we're a little bit tight today. If you're in the group that's Hitchcock Railway, right, Rick Suick, come with me to this little casita, okay, or other music people. We have to practice, okay? And we have lunch for you, Andrena? Yeah. So don't worry. And with Scott, Ori, John, Connie, Nick, Aaron, Tim. Well, we have to talk about that fundraising thing I was working on. Okay? If you have time, if you don't, it's okay. It's mainly the other guys, but okay. All right. Jason, you up for that? You got a mandala over there? All right then. Oh, that group includes Michael and Tyrone? Yeah.